Sallyanne is a junior executive at a top IT consultancy in Boston, Massachusetts. In her early 30s, she worked hard and played equally as hard. She lived with her boyfriend David, a civil engineer who worked at a major international construction company. They had a combined disposable income of over $450,000 annually. Life was good, and there were no financial issues. With 3/4 of their mortgage paid off, their hope was to pay off the balance within the next 2 years. Sallyanne was an occasional gym goer and would work out 2 and 3 times a week. She wished she could do more, but pressures of work did not allow her much time. This made her slightly jealous of David, who was able to work out 5 to 6 times a week due to the flexibility of his job. He also had a balanced diet, as he was able to meal prep healthy lunches in the evenings to take to work the next day. Sallyanne, on the other hand, could not do this, as she was always traveling and meeting up with clients all over the East Coast of the USA. Sometimes she would be required to travel to the West Coast, which took her even further afield. Sallyanne is a stunning young lady who had everything going for her. She stood tall at 5 feet 10 inches and always commanded the presence in any room she walked into. She had what would be considered a healthy BMI for her weight, at a couple of pounds over 11 stones. Traveling a lot meant that Sallyanne ate a lot of fast food, namely pizza, burgers, steaks, Panera Bread, and Starbucks. That meant a lot of refined sugar, carbohydrates, and calorie-dense food were her go-to options. She was not keen on using the gym at her hotels because it was just too messy traveling around with multiple sweaty gym outfits when she only had limited bag space. Sallyanne was at a client site in Atlanta. She had a persistent headache in the lead up to this trip, but put it down to stress due to client demands. Furthermore, Jacob, her colleague and a senior program manager, had been ill and was therefore unable to travel to Atlanta to meet up with the client. This meant Sallyanne had to cover for her. On day 2, just before she left the hotel in the morning, she spoke to David and they discussed how the previous day had gone. "Don't forget to pick up the pecan pie from her favorite pie shop in Atlanta," David reminded Sallyanne. "I won't. You know it is my favorite pie too." "I love you." "I love you too," replied David. Sallyanne's hotel was less than a mile to her client's workplace. She decided to walk, as she does most of the time, to get in what little exercise she can for the day. "Have a great day, ma'am," said the concierge as she left the hotel. As she turns right into Jameson Avenue, she blacks out. When she opens her eyes, she notices she is in the hospital. David was sitting in the only chair in the room, staring at her with sympathy, but with immense concern in his eyes. "What happened?" asked Sallyanne. "The doctor said you had a heart attack, and you have had a coronary artery bypass. Your blood pressure was 210 over 120 when you were picked up by the ambulance," said David. "How long have I been unconscious?" "3 days," David responded. With tears streaming down her face, she said, "I should have listened to Mom and Dad. I thought it would never happen to me because I lived a healthier lifestyle than they did. Obviously, I was deceiving myself." Both her mom and dad have been living with high blood pressure for more than half their lives. Sallyanne was lucky, but you might not be. High blood pressure is the source of heart attacks, stroke, and kidney failure. That is why it is called the silent killer. Even if there is no history of high blood pressure in your family, you owe it to yourself and your loved ones to know your blood pressure. Also, have an open discussion with colleagues, friends, and family about the dangers of high blood pressure. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video to watch more videos like this.